So in ranked and unranked and, all those modes that aren't comp, what you'll see a lot of people do is they'll find the site and they'll do what's called a direct take, which is literally just you find the closest path to site, you open it. The goal is just to open whatever you can and get the plant down with the shortest path possible with the least resistance possible. So in this site here, Bar Gaming, some people will do it from big window. They'll do it above up in gallery to try to get the vertical and get the hatch and then, help the guy on big window. Or they'll open up K9 window, try to take fireplace and put pressure on B side. Which these are fine. The issue with a direct take is that it's going to be very dependent on if you can take your duels, if you can win your duels. Because if you're going for a direct, there's a 90% chance you've got people playing in stock, roughly around site, blue stairs here. There's probably someone playing this position here called suicide. So when you hop the big window, you have to clear the guy playing here. A direct take is very aggressive, and you have to take your fucking duels. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't take duels or you're not good at duels, you're probably not going to want to do a direct take. Depending on the map, you're going to want to do what's called a lateral clear. A lateral clear means instead of hitting site directly like you do with a direct take, you hit from the complete opposite side of the map and methodically clear room by room by room as you move across. The lateral clear is going to make three things a lot fucking easier that people tend to struggle with when it comes to attack. Getting a foothold, taking duels, and actually setting up for an execute instead of just hop in the window, plant. Because you need an actual plan for the plant and what to do after the plant. You have to actually set up and get ready. And if your whole plan is just, I'm going to jump in the window and plant, that's not a plan. People might not be ready. So this is the map of Upstairs Chalet. You can see Warden and Dock in Library Hall. You can see Frost Top Mez. You can see Wamai and Suicide. This is pretty common for holding Bar Gaming, at least in, ranked and shit. So if you try to do a direct take, what's going to happen is you come into this gallery here, or this gallery window here, Wamai's and Suicide challenging it. You come this sandwich window in gallery, Wamai's challenging it, and also you got to deal with the people over at entrance. If you try to go K9 window, Top Mez window, like this, you have to deal with a Frost over here, and you have to deal with whoever's actually playing in fireplace. You have to deal with 45 downstairs. It's a lot. You have no control. You have no pressure. You can't set up anything. You need to do the first step of getting a foothold into the map, which is exactly what a lateral clear does, because at the very most, you're going to have to deal with a roamer over on solar side, but as long as you drone and play as a team, that's sort of nothing. In this instance, our entry point's going to be solar, the far north side of the map. You can see me repelled on the window, ready to go. I've got a pre-placed drone, which is the smart thing you should do. You drone sort of the angle where they could be. You drone close to this door to make sure no one can swing. You drone bathroom to make sure no one can swing. And once you've got the all clear, once you've done all of your droning and you're safe to enter, get the fuck in there. Do not hold angles. Just get in and take the space and get your foothold. The sooner you have that foothold, the sooner you can move on to the next step, taking duels and taking space. Now that we actually have control of solar, we have our foothold. First thing we need to do, use our utility and prevent the flank. Because the big thing about a foothold is that this is pretty much the furthest back you can play in the building. So if someone decides to flank from solar stairs and you have no utility to actually stop them, what happens is as you're pushing forward, this flank is also pushing forward, and you're going to be stuck between a rock, the anchors on site, and a hard place, the roamers that are coming to crush you in the middle. So you need to be putting down utility to prevent that flank. It could be Nomad, it could be Grid, it could be just a drone watching your flank, but make sure you have flank watch. Do not give up this room that you entered from, because if you lose this, you have nowhere to go. So now that you have control of solar, you have your foothold into the building, you still have about 2:30 to actually do things. You're going to either drone for your entry, or you are going to be the entry and ask for drone and ask for them to help. In this case, you would drone bathroom, and you would drone closet, and you would drone master. Tell your entry what you have and have not droned. Because if I tell my entry, you're clear up to piano, then the entry is going to assume they can just rush all the way to piano. But if I tell the entry I didn't do closet, they're actually going to come in and check the closet themselves. If you're going to drone for someone, tell them the furthest up that you've droned and tell them what you have not droned. Now that our entry's up at piano, what we're going to do is keep droning forward. In this case, we are going to drone office and clear out office. And we're going to drone library hall, Ivy, whatever you want to call it. This is where the first contact is going to happen. This should be the first fight. Fighting this hall is pretty standard when it comes to attacking. You can fight Mez, you can fight Cubby, you're going to have to fight the stairs. What a lot of people will do for this specific hall is they will breach the office and give themselves another angle to work with. Because if you're just fighting the double door, all they have to do is look at the double door and wait for you to peek. And you're not even going to know which of these 3 angles they're at. But if they have 2 things to look at between double and the breach, you're effectively giving them a 50-50 where they could be wrong. You're leveraging the gunfight in your favor. Because if I'm a defender and they breach this wall, I'm not going to know what to look at between the door and the breach. It's a 50-50. I just have to gamble on getting the right one. If I play safe and focus the door, I can't watch the breach. And if I play wide and focus the breach, I'm exposed from the door, especially with this ACOG, because I cannot see shit on my left. So this is the point where your entry just has to take duels, fight here, etc., etc. And your person that is droning is going to tell your entry where the fight is going to happen. Like, I'm going to tell my entry, they're fighting Cubby, they're standing on 1 ping, they're top mez, gallery door, library door, whatever. They're playing heaven, they're playing blue stairs. You're going to tell the entry what you are seeing, and hopefully your team is going to back them up. And once you have won your duels, once you've won this library area, you're going to pretty much fight to the next room that you want, which is now a lot closer to sight. So the area that's outlined in blue is what our team currently has full control of, especially if our nomad in the back is still up. We have solar, bathroom, master, closet, piano, office, and all of the office balc. And the defenders have virtually no space to play with upstairs, especially if you're using your utility to cut off the stairs as you take stairs. Because if you win your duel in library hall and you put down your utility to prevent them from coming up the stairs, you now have full control, effectively, of the library hall. They can't retake from the library stairs, they can't retake from the trophy stairs. This is something that makes Oryx very powerful, because Oryx could still hop a hatch, and you can't really control whether or not they hop hatches except by putting a clay on them, but, you know, countering Oryx is weird. The point of the lateral clear is to get your early foothold, which we did, and keep just clearing room by room and getting control room by room so that you're effectively either getting kills and making sure there's no one on site, or you are pushing them towards site so that when the execute actually happens, you're in a more advantageous position than them. You know where they all are. You effectively have them trapped in sight like fish in a barrel. So now that we have Mez and we fought for our control here, air jab that, and now that we have all 3 stairs, the only thing we have to do is clear the guy in library. Let's just say he's suicide. Suicide guy is dead. And now that we have cleared every single room upstairs, north to south, every single one, every single set of stairs, we have full control of the vertical. We can start opening holes. We can start pressuring them on site. And there is nothing the enemy can do about it. Because if they have control of this hatch, stock door's fucked. If they just start making holes all along here, gaming in itself is pretty fucked. Pretty much stock is the only safe room they have. And the entire ceiling above bar is just all of the floor for Mez. So you have full control over vertical on A, you have full control on vertical for B, and there's no way for the enemy to really retake this Because if they try to come up fireplace stairs, obviously not the best nomad, but you get the gist. They come up, they'll get air jabbed. If they try to come up blue stairs, there's an air jab there. They can't really retake it. And even if they have a guy flank solar, first of all, your air jab here warns you that he is taking solar, but also it's going to take him a million years to follow your footsteps. And either he's going to be sprinting, which is loud as shit. Like, just listen to that. Imagine having to swing angles while sprinting. But also, you're forcing that roamer to go on the attack to find you, so you can ambush him as you would if you were a defender. So let's say, you know, they have a vigil, coming master bed, coming piano. He's not going to expect me waiting for him here, guarding double. He might not expect me playing the shelf here. If I get real fucking cheeky, I could just play this door and either knife when he comes through, or take the duel when he fights when he comes out of bathroom. The final step of the lateral clear is just the execution, which is either get all your kills or get your plant down. With randoms, 90% of the time, it's going to be get kills, because you're going to have all the vert holes on site. Obviously, I'm out of breaches, so I can't make any. Or you're going to, if you're in a stack, get the plant down and force them away from the plant. Because if there's a metric shit ton of vert, fighting the head holes here, fighting the door here, fighting this door here, I'm safe to just sort of plant half wall for the most part, especially if you have smokes or something. And then it becomes this whole thing of, if the enemy wants to defuse, they have to come over here. And if they want to defuse, they have to clear the guy upstairs. And if they want to clear the guy upstairs, they need to just eat the air jabs and fight for this control, or get lucky with a nitro. Like, the lateral clear is extremely fucking strong if you can get an organized team to do it. Because there's not much an enemy can do about it except win their duels. But if you're playing right, if you're using your drones, your flashes, your utility, you can leverage those fights in your favor and just win those duels and clear room by room by room. And yeah, lateral clears, something that people need to do way more often, because they are very strong if done right. I'm going to show a game we had last night in Ranked where we did a lateral clear, and as you can see, it went phenomenally for us. Our random got 2 kills, but you can watch the way we take solar and we push room by room by room and see that we're just taking space that the enemy can't do anything about. And yeah, peace. They reinforce suicide.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, fight solar, fight a lateral.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
They're watching solar cam. No one solar stairs. I've not checked bed or bath. Bath is clear. Solar cam is going. Bed is clear. Get the solar cam. Droning ahead. No one piano. No one office. No one top fire. Tuber house sandwich in gallery. No escape. Tuber out copy lit. Down. We have the vert. There's a shield right here if someone can hit it. It's in stock. Ran out. Someone's downed. I'm gonna drop for sight. Nope. That was fucking clean. I've done that lateral clear so many goddamn times.